Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of Chica Tea. This is a brand new series I'm launching in which I get to relax, chill, and just talk to you about anything that has to do with fashion, makeup, me, anything you all want to talk about, just let me know. Leave it in the comments down below, and I am so happy to talk about it with you. So just relax, get yourself some tea, and let's go ahead and get started. This tea is so good. I'm actually drinking a detox tea. For those of you who don't know, I'm not following the trend of the whole tea with me. I'm just here for the tea. None of that. No. If you know me, you know that I quit coffee a year and a half ago and I turned to tea. And I wanted to have a series in which I get to talk to you guys and drink something or eat something. I don't know. And then I was like, you know what? Tea. I love tea. And so I noticed that there were a lot of tea gossip channels and things like that. And that's not what I want for this. So please don't get it twisted. That's not what this series is going to be about. It's going to be about Q&As and things like that. Just having some fun with you guys. So today I want to talk to you about what happened at Generation Beauty. And what happened at Generation Beauty is something that was definitely unexpected. I'm not blaming Ipsy or any of the people that worked there for any of the things that happened. I want to say that up front. I think they did a fantastic job trying to keep us posted on what was going on and exactly what they were going to do about it. So I really do appreciate the way it was handled. It is weather. Weather is something that we cannot help, you guys. This is the second year I go to Generation Beauty LA, and last time I went, day 2 actually really did rain quite a lot, but not like this time. This time it started raining around I want to say like 9 o'clock the day prior, and then it didn't stop all day long on Sunday. It was to the point where, you guys, my flight was canceled. For those of you that follow me on Snapchat, which if you don't, feel free to do so right now. My flight was canceled. On Sunday, I was supposed to leave Sunday night. My flight left at 10 p.m. It was actually delayed an hour, so I showed up a little later thinking, okay, my flight was delayed an hour, no big deal. If you don't know, I travel a lot. Within a year, I travel about 10 plus times. I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying that when it comes to traveling, I have done it quite enough to know my way around things or how things work and things like that. So I showed up to the airport around I showed up to the airport around 8:30. And, you know, flight was just looking like it was delayed an hour. And then I show up and they switched my gate. They said, I'm sorry, we're going to switch your gate over here. And then not even 20 minutes later, they say, our flight is delayed. We're going to be trying to get out of here by 10:30. And it is now 10:17. And I'm like, 10:30? That doesn't, okay, maybe miracles happen. I don't know. So then they page us again and say, I'm sorry, flight to Phoenix, it's now going to be in this other gate. So up I go with my stuff. I have 2 huge bags, one being this big mama right here. So I'm carrying this, which is hurting my shoulders because it's so heavy, along with my other Mary Poppins bag, which I like to carry every single time I travel for my essentials. And so I'm carrying these 2 things and I'm going back and forth. This is my third time changing gates because this is a completely different gate. And then 30 minutes later, we get the bad news and they just canceled our flight. So there I am. It is midnight now, past midnight, and I'm like, oh my goodness, my flight was delayed. I mean, my flight was delayed at first, but now it's canceled. I didn't even know what to do. To be honest with you, I didn't get upset. I didn't get mad. I wasn't frustrated. Honestly, it was just like another thing that happened. At this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to like, you know, just take it in. I'm taking a moment to just take it in because I don't know what I'm going to do. I tell my cousin and I try calling my cousin, but it's past midnight. They have to work tomorrow. So tomorrow is Monday, so they have to work. And I'm like, okay, I tell my friends, and luckily one of my friends is like, hey, do you want to come stay with us? And I said, I mean, if you guys don't mind, I would really like to have some place to stay rather than staying at the airport. And luckily I did stay with them, and it was really nice of them. It was so nice spending the day with you on Monday. Thank you so much for rescuing me. And Veronica too, thank you so much for helping out. That was so nice of you too. And oh, I forgot to tell you. So it turns out that by the time I got to reschedule my flight, they tell me that my flight is going to leave the next day at 6 p.m. It is now midnight, so that means that I would probably be staying at that airport for almost a day. And I'm like, okay, well, that really stinks. So I'm really, really glad that I had time to spend with some friends and go around town and have a bed to stay. So I'm very, very lucky and grateful. Now back to Generation Beauty. So we show up around 10:55, and the event starts at 11 a.m. So we get there and there's a line. There's always a line. So it was expected, and I show up and I noticed that we start moving. Come 11 a.m. we start moving, and I'm like, oh, well, actually, that's pretty cool. So we start moving, and then all of a sudden we stop. And I was wondering why. And then around like 11:25-ish, I noticed that people just started coming down the stairs. I was like, well, that's strange. But then while we were in line, we heard this huge like thump, and we're like, oh my God, what was that? It just sounded like something just ripped off and just fell. If you guys have ever been in a hurricane, you know when you hear things just like around you, it just kind of felt like something just slammed against the wall or something. And so it just freaked me out because I know what that's like. And we are literally in a garage, parking lot garage. We're on the last floor, so it's just kind of like, oh my God. And we're in California, and California, there's a lot of earthquakes. So I'm already like, okay, what's gonna happen? I'm wet because it's been raining and we had to walk in the rain. So my coat that I was wearing was wet on the bottom half, and so were my sleeves. So I'm already shivering like crazy because there's wind and it's really cold, and at the same time raining. So I'm uncomfortable. We are downstairs and we don't know what's going on. Well, then they start announcing what's happening, and they start lining people up next to us that were upstairs. And we start asking, you know, what happened and this and that, and they just simply told us there is so much flood up there, and the tent was actually starting to lose its foundation because something fell off. And so I was like, oh my goodness, that is insane. So of course they have to call the fire marshals to come and, you know, make sure everything's okay, because of course there's wires everywhere and you don't want that to go. I mean, that could be a bad electrocution. I just didn't want any part of it. At this point, I'm like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Because it is now 12:30, 12:45, and we still are just standing here. Granted, they're telling us, hey, we're doing the best we can. We're trying to get you guys upstairs. We're probably thinking of extending the hours of operation so that you have a little more time to talk to brands. And if you don't know, for Generation Beauty, day 1 is from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then day 2, which is Sunday, it starts at 11 a.m. as well, but it ends at 3 p.m. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, it's already almost 1, which means we're cut down to just 2 hours. So as soon as they announced that, I was like, okay, well, that's really good. I'm really glad to hear that. But then they start letting people in around like 1:15-ish. And at this point, we were just so frustrated with the fact that we were cold, wet, and we hadn't eaten breakfast. So we left the line and we went to eat. I think we took an hour to eat, and then we came back. but which was actually a blessing in disguise. We were just like, you know what, if we change our mind, we will come back, but at this point, let's just go and eat, and maybe we can go shopping somewhere else. At least we had Saturday. At this point, we're almost surrendering because it was so cold, and it was, you know, when people start getting hostile, and I'm not saying that my friends were being hostile, but I'm just saying like people around you just start getting hostile and asking questions and getting frustrated. And I think that that kind of attitude just kind of started to spread, and I didn't really like that. So luckily for us, none of us were like that. We were just taking votes. What do you guys want to do? And we went to sit down and eat, and after we were done eating, we decided to go back. It was Veronica's birthday that day, so I was like, okay, let's go, let's ask her. Everybody agreed, let's ask her. If she wants to go back, we will go back. And she said, you know what, let's go back. And so we did, and I'm glad that we did. But once we got back, there were so many booths that were gone. Actually, when we went to go eat, there was this girl that was there, and she worked for the Tarte booth, and she had the thing on, the tag with her name and all that. And I asked her, I was like, are you from the booth from Tarte? Are you from the Tarte booth? And she said, yeah. And I said, are you guys coming back? And she said, no, we're done for the day. So I was like, okay, well, that booth is closed for sure. And so when we got back, there were so many gone. So there was Benefit, gone. Makeup Forever was gone as well. Hourglass was packing up. Jouer was gone as well. Tarte, Smashbox, Ciate was gone, and Ofra. Ciate's booth was drenched. There was no saving it. It was piles upon piles and puddles of water all over that booth. There was no rescuing it. But I'm kind of sad. I really wanted to come back and buy this Benefit hoodie that they had that said Benebabe, but I didn't get a chance to do so because it was just, I know, and I understand it's a liability, and you know, if anything were to happen, and I don't even want to think about things like that, but I was kind of sad that I wasn't able to to buy that from them and to actually get to go to Smashbox. I really wanted to go and talk to that brand and play with their new eyeshadow collaboration that they had, and I didn't get a chance to do that. But you know what? I was so grateful that they were so kind and working so hard to get us back up there, and they sure did. But like I said, you guys, this is just nature, and there's nothing that can be done about nature. One, not request, but one, how do I put this? Suggestion that I might have for Ipsy is to probably consider doing this at a convention center or at a closed place, because this is my second time going, and I do remember on Sunday last year that we went, it was very wet. It wasn't as bad as it was this time where there was like too much wind. But I do remember, and this is the second time that I see this happen. So I've asked around to see if maybe in New York and other places it's been like that. I remember I went to the San Francisco one, and it was indoors. So I wonder if maybe you guys can change that or find a different spot for us so that it's not in a tint. I think it looks really awesome on the inside though. I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks really cool, and the way they dress it up and has like Ipsy everywhere and Generation Beauty logo. I think it looks spectacular. I really do. I think it looks pretty awesome. A lot of people complain that it's hot, but it takes a lot for me to be hot. So I never complain about that. I have heard in the past that they used to do it in May or June, and it got extremely hot. So I've never gone to one when it was in the summer. I've only gone to the ones that have been in January. But I can tell you that I really, honestly, I think that they handled it pretty well. And I just felt, as soon as it happened, I felt so bad for them, because all I kept thinking is they are going to have so many emails to respond to on Monday from all these people being upset and being so, I don't know, hostile about the whole situation. And perhaps it is because I was invited. Perhaps it's because I didn't have to pay out of pocket to go to this Generation Beauty event. But I'm very, I don't know how to put it. I'm very conscious and aware that this is an event that I was invited to, and that they didn't have to invite me. And I was fortunate enough to have that opportunity. So from my perspective, I am very grateful, even though Sunday had a little bit of hiccups, yes, but I'm still very thankful to Ipsy, and I'm still very grateful for the opportunities and the doors that have opened up because of you. So I really, really thank you, Ipsy, and I thank you for taking the time to explain to us and keeping us updated and extending your hours on Sunday till 4 p.m. so that we can stay an extra hour and mingle a little bit more with brands, and for those that pay to go to the event, get more products in. So I really do think that, I don't know, maybe we should just relax and try to take a deep breath and be a little more understanding. I've been seeing so many comments, including from the IpsyOS community, just being so mean, and I don't want this to turn into a mean girls fest, including all the ones that actually paid to go to the event. And I really don't think that it's something to be that upset about. I think we need to be a little bit more understanding, and they will do the best they can. I promise you. They get back to you so quickly. They are always on point with their emails. Even if it's to say no, they always take the time to do so, and I really appreciate that. So that is all I have to say. I know that was kind of a mouthful, but I wanted to tell you guys exactly what happened at Generation Beauty. And actually, I just got something in the mail today. Actually, before I walked in to do this video, my dad called me and said that I had a package. So do you guys want to see what is in here? Here's the card that it comes with from Kylie. I'm sure you guys have seen so many videos with that. Here's my order stuff, my info, and here's what I got. So what I picked up was actually the Koko Collection. And keeping it real with you guys, I refused to buy things from Kylie Cosmetics for the longest time because I am a die-hard ColourPop Cosmetics liquid lipstick matte lipstick. And I'm actually wearing Chili Chill right now on my lips, which is from ColourPop. And so I was like, you know what? I feel like their formula is going to be so similar. And I've seen so many reviews saying the same thing. And I was just holding off. And I just thought it was very expensive. $30 for a liquid lipstick and a lip pencil. I thought it was a bit expensive. I still think it's a bit expensive. Actually, it is expensive. So I'm like, you know what? That's mucho dinero. I'm not going to do that. That's mucho dinero. So then when I saw these, the Koko Collection, which brings you 4 full size for $40, I thought, okay, well then maybe I can do that because it averages out to $10 a pop, which I'm like, okay. Some drugstore liquid lipsticks or even lip glosses are close to $10. So I was like, all right, fine. If I bought 4, it would have been $40. So that is the only reason why I picked it up, but I'm so glad that I did. This looks so beautiful. I gotta tell you guys, this packaging is stunning. The packaging is gold, and how it says Koko on it, the Koko Collection, is just so beautiful. Let me take them out to show you. First one I have here is called Damn Gina or Damn Gina. I'm not sure, but this is what it looks like, and is actually a gloss. I thought these were all going to be liquid lipsticks, but maybe not. So that's what it looks like right there. Maybe that's why it was $40. I literally thought it was liquid lipsticks, so that is my fault. So that's what it looks like right there. And then, what's the other one? Here is Occur, A-K-U-R-R. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so this one is a liquid lipstick. Oh, that color is so pretty. For Valentine's Day coming up, That looks stunning. But that's what it looks like right there. That looks really pretty, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, that looks stunning. Okay, and then the next one we have here is called Gorge. Gorge, honey, gorge. Ooh, it's like a purpley shade. Okay, now that is really pretty. I definitely see myself using this color for sure. I love these darker shades. I mean, it kind of looks like the one I'm wearing right now, but this one's a little bit more red. So beautiful. And then the last one I have here to show you is Close. Close? Yeah, Close. K-H-L-O-U. All... K-H-L-O-S. Close. I'm assuming it's from Chloe. And it looks like... Ooh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so glad I got these. They're so pretty. So this is what it looks like right here. So as you can see, it's a mauve-y color, and I think the camera is not picking up the actual color. And there is that color right there. These colors just look stunning. Look at them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so overall I got 1 gloss and 3 liquid lipsticks. So I was right. They are liquid lipsticks except for this one, the Damn Jaina. So I really like them, you guys. I'm going to be trying them. Make sure you follow me on Snapchat because I kind of want to do a test on these and see how I like them. So that is all for the Chickadee episode for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on my next diary entry. Mwah. Bye. I love this tea.
Don't believe me, just watch.